After the NFL released the rosters for the AFC and NFC teams for the Pro Bowl or Pro Bowl games or whatever it's called, yes, there's a couple of names that you probably saw that you're kind of wondering, okay, who's there, who's not, who probably deserve to be there, and we're here to answer that question. So first off, yes, we're here to show you both AFC and NFC rosters for the Pro Bowl games or Pro Bowl again. So yes, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I mean, in the AFC, I mean, don't know that there's a lot missing from this list. Maybe, I don't know, like Justin Herbert, I want to throw his name out there. Like, he's honestly on his way. It's just kind of one of those things where, I don't know, maybe Tua, though. Tua definitely got snubbed. I felt like he definitely, also Jalen Hurts. Oh, wait, this is AFC, my bad. So, yeah, definitely think that Tua should have been in the consideration a little bit more. Running backs, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, yes, and yes. Yeah, I don't really have a gruff with that one. Even though, like, players for the Patriots like Ramondre Stevenson had themselves, he's been having himself a lot of good games recently, and I think he definitely deserves to be in that conversation. And then you go to the fullback, Patrick Ricard, the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, fine. Fullbacks are, they're not, they don't come around very often. Like, not a lot of offenses use them anymore, but for those fullbacks that are still out there doing the thing, I love you guys. Absolutely love you. Wide receivers. So Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs are going to be the starters, and then Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase. I think that's a pretty solid list there for the AFC. Even though, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have both been really balling out this year. But I do think that this fits definitely very well for the AFC. Also, tight ends, Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. I do believe that both have earned this. I think that those two are probably two of the best tight ends in football right now. Offensive tackle. So we're going to make a video about this a little bit later, but Laramie Tunsil, Terron Armstead, and Orlando Brown Jr. both, all three of the tackles are getting selected. So all going to play most likely. I think it's right tackle. Yeah, it's going to be tackle. Whatever. So Laramie Tunsil and Terron Armstead. The only player that I think definitely needs to be on this list is Colton Miller, the left tackle for the Raiders. He's got a higher PFF grade than both of them, and I believe that he is actually, I think it's Laramie Tunsil, he's allowed less sacks in, but we're going to be doing that video a little bit later tonight. But overall, tackles there, not a huge issue, I guess, if we were talking about the NFC, but I guess it is what it is. Offensive guard, Joel Bitonio, Quentin Nelson, and Joe Thuney. I mean, three names. I do think there's a lot of guards that, do deserve a lot of credit, whether it's Tomlinson from the Jets that need to definitely be in that conversation. I think that I know that these guys are like, they're holdovers. These are guys that are always going to put in that conversation, but I do think that some of those younger players, even guys like Elijah Vera Tucker from the Jets, need to be in that conversation. His center, Creed Humphrey, not a shock. I mean, he's just an animal. He's a cookie cutter, what you want your center to look like. Mitch Morse from the Buffalo Bills, yes, okay, fine. Defensively, defensive ends for the AFC, yes, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and Trey Hendrickson. Yes, I love Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. I think those two are absolute studs. Max Crosby, I was kind of worried he was going to get the absolute max amount of respect that he absolutely deserves, but yes, I'm glad he made the Pro Bowl. He absolutely deserved that. I'm gonna stop saying absolutely. But so then interior defensive lineman Chris Jones, Quinnen Williams, and Jeffrey Simmons. Yes, those first two I definitely think earned their way. I definitely think that they are going to be kind of in that conversation for being two of the more dominant defensive linemen in the entire NFL. So yes, they absolutely earned it. Outside linebacker Matt Judon from the Patriots. Yes, he's absolutely stood out. Khalil Mack for the Chargers. And then there's the issue of TJ Watt. This man has played like 7 games. He's had like 4 sacks. I don't know. It kind of shocks me that this man made the Pro Bowl. I'm not going to lie to you. Even though, yes, it's TJ Watt. I understand that, but I don't know. I just don't. Maybe at least for this year, because I know he's missed quite a few games. I don't know. Inside linebacker Roquan Smith and C.J. Mosley for the Ravens and Jets respectively. Yes. Sauce Gardner absolutely earned it. The rookie sensation coming up and just immediately being a shutdown corner for the Jets this year. Pat Surtain from the Denver Broncos. He's been a minute. He's been here a minute. He's been the last couple of years. He's been pretty good. Marlon Humphrey and Xavier Howard as well for the Ravens and Dolphins. You love to see it. Free safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. I mean, it's Minkah Fitzpatrick. The dude's just a stud overall. Strong safety, Derwin James and Jordan Poyer. Yes, I totally get it. The rest of these guys didn't really have, a whole lot to go else on it. Let's see here. So yes, Morgan Cox going to start there at long snapper. Tommy Townsend at punter for the Chiefs. Justin Tucker, yes. Devin Duvernay, yeah. Justin Hardy, okay, fine. Now, for the NFC, I thought this one was pretty interesting. So, Jalen Hurts made it for the Eagles, absolutely earned it, absolutely no question in my mind. Also, Geno Smith, who has had himself a bang-up year. Like, people were kind of wondering, like, Russell Wilson, with him leaving, how is Geno Smith going to really come into this offense and do? He's done a great job. Kirk Cousins, kind of a shocker. I kind of getting a little bit of praise, if you will, which is weird for us Vikings fans, and plus for Kirk Cousins absolutely as well. So Saquon Barkley, the running back there for the Giants, he's had a huge year. He's probably in the running for comeback player of the year. Tony Pollard, over 900 rushing yards for the Cowboys. He's an absolute stud. Miles Sanders from the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, him and Jalen Hurts just make a deadly backfield, and it's tough. Kyle Juszczyk from the San Francisco 49ers. Also, C.J. Ham from the Vikings. Come on. You got to get this right. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown from the Vikings and Eagles, respectively. I mean, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. A.J. Brown's, ever since that trade to Philadelphia, has been an absolute stud. You love to see it. As far as C.D. Lamb and the rest of them, I mean, I don't know. Let us know who you guys think in the comment section that got snubbed this time around. Tight ends, George Kittle and T.J. Hawkinson. Now, George Kittle's a stud. Don't get me wrong. He deserved to be there every sense of the word. But T.J. Hawkinson, I think he's only caught one touchdown for the Vikings. Yes, I know he's caught a lot of passes. He's been a huge portion of their offense so far. But, man, I don't know. I just felt like maybe we've got a lot of good tight ends in the NFC. I definitely felt like there's some players out there that definitely deserve some recognition, but it is what it is. Offensive tackle, Trent Williams and Lane Johnson, and then Tristan Wirfs rounding it out there at offensive tackle. Listen, Christian Darrisaw needs to be in this conversation. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, I know that these guys, Tristan Wirfs is going to be that guy long term that we're going to be looking at for the next decade. He's going to be an absolute stud. I respect that, but Christian Darrisaw needs to be in that conversation. Guards in the NFC, Zach Martin, yes. Landon Dickerson for the Philadelphia Eagles, and then Chris Lindstrom from the Atlanta Falcons, yes, and yes, no problems there. Center Jason Kelce, yes, he's had a really good year this year. He's deserved a lot of credit. Like, okay, dark horse candidate for the Vikings though, Garrett Bradbury. Like, okay, come on. Also, Frank Ragnow from the Detroit Lions. Like, the Lions have had a really good offensive line for a minute now. Like, nobody gives them the credit that they deserve. Defense. Yes, you got Nick Bosa. Of course, he was going to be here. Brian Burns from the Carolina Panthers. DeMarcus Lawrence doing his thing. Yes, you absolutely love to see it. Just, that's a really good. I think that those are probably the top three guys there. Also, though, maybe possibly Daniil Hunter. I don't know. Maybe I could be biased. Interior defensive lineman, Aaron Donald. This one, to me, is a little bit, I don't know. I just feel like this is a little bit of a slap in the face to some of the other guys. I get it. Aaron Donald is a Hall of Famer. He's won a Super Bowl. He's just, he's amazing. I understand that, but I don't know. I just really felt like, there was a lot of really talented defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen that are really talented. And I didn't know that. I thought this one there was quite a few players that were snubbed for that one. Outside linebacker, you got Micah Parsons, Zadarius Smith, and Hassan Reddick. Don't have a problem there. I think they got all three of those guys. Micah Parsons, of course, he was going to be here. Zadarius Smith has really stood out for the Vikings this year. And then also Hassan Reddick for the Eagles. Yes, you love to see it. Fred Warner and Demario Davis, the inside linebacker. Eric Kendricks maybe snubbed a little bit. Yeah, perhaps. Maybe not as much as in years past, but I felt like he's definitely stood out for the Vikings. Then Darius Slay, Trevon Diggs from the Cowboys, Tariq Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, he's been an absolute stud as a rookie this year. And then Jair Alexander. I don't know about Alexander, though. I don't know. Been kind of questionable to me if you ask me. Quandre Diggs for the Seahawks also had himself a really good year. Strong safety. Buda Baker, yes, from the Cardinals. And then Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. Also, Andrew DePaula making it from the Vikings, the long snapper. Okay, Andrew DePaula. Tress Way, the punter there from the Commanders. Jason Myers from the Seahawks. Kevontae Turpin from the Dallas Cowboys. Yes. And then Jeremy Reeves overall for the Washington Commanders. So, yes, both teams here. There was quite a few players on a lot of different angles here, whether you want to be talking about it for the Raiders, the Vikings, whatever NFL team. There's always guys that you think should have made it to the Pro Bowl. Let us know who that is for your team in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think about the NFL releasing the AFC and NFC Pro Bowl rosters and getting that nod, if you will, for those certain players. And at the end of the day, let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to cover. Send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the NFL releasing, yes, the AFC and NFC Pro Bowl rosters for the Pro Bowl or Pro Bowl games.